What is this new Vision 2030? What do you know about it?
Every year they are overachieving their milestone. By 2030 they will definitely achieve.
You need to have a business registered outside Saudi Arabia and you should be the owner of the business.
Could you tell me what are those investment licenses they have?
It can be a service investment license, a trading investment license, or an industrial investment license. All the companies who are providing IT related services or any kind of services, they are targeting Riyadh.
Welcome to the podcast of MSE Consultancy. This is our second podcast. My name is Zubair. I'm the Managing Director of MSE Corporate Services, UAE and Saudi Arabia. Today, we are going to talk about business setup services specifically for Saudi Arabia. And to do that, I have one of our business expert consultant, Mohammed Abdul Khayam with us. Hi, Khayam.
Hello, Mr. Zubair. How are you today?
Thank you very much for asking. All right, let's get into the discussion straightforward. Why to set up a business or why people are looking to set up business in Saudi Arabia?
To be honest with you, Mr. Zubair, there are multiple reasons to be considered to see expansion of your business in Saudi Arabia. First of all, strategic location. The Saudi Arabia is on the crossroad of Middle East, Africa, and the Europe. So that means you will be targeting and you will be covering the 50% of the global trade. So that could be a reason. What is this new Vision 2030? What do you know about it?
So the Vision 2030 is being introduced by the Saudi government, and they are looking at quite a few parameters where they want to go to the next level in order to achieve those milestones they have kept Vision 2030. There are quite a few initiatives that the government has taken in order to boost the foreign direct investments. There are also internal plans which they have in terms of infrastructure development, in terms of moving towards non-oil related trade and services, which they are already able to achieve to a certain extent. And if you are going to look at the current numbers, since they have declared about the Vision 2030, every year they are overachieving their milestone. By 2030, they will definitely achieve, especially the non-oil trade related sectors in Saudi Arabia, especially manufacturing. And then construction industries, they are doing amazing.
Great. Good to know.
Sure. Talking about, what are the industries specifically in Saudi which is doing very well at this point of time?
I believe seeing the records and the data from the Ministry of Investment, we can say that the services industries are booming in Saudi Arabia. Especially is the companies who are providing services into
real estate
consultancy and management consultancies.
Yes, well, I have similarly seen the trend specifically related to companies which are coming to Saudi Arabia. Mostly are from the service industry. Those are IT consulting firms who would like to expand their footprints to that specific part of the world where there is a huge opportunity. And the best part is there is a still myth going on with a lot of individuals or foreign companies. They think foreign direct investment is a big deal there. It is difficult, and without having a Saudi nationals associated with the companies, you cannot set up a company. Mm-hmm. So could you tell us more about that, how a foreign company can, start up something in Saudi Arabia, and what are the basic requirements?
Yes. Like you said, it is a myth. It is 100% possible to get a 100% foreign ownership of a company. The requirement will be very simple. You need to have a business registered outside Saudi Arabia, and it should be at least 1 year old. On that base, we can set up a subsidiary company in Saudi Arabia with the activities of your selection. So yeah, 100% foreign ownership is possible. There is no requirement of a Saudi national.
So, Khayam, I want to set up a company in Saudi Arabia, can I own it by myself 100% in Saudi Arabia? And could you help me with that?
Not possible, as if for now, not possible, sir. You need to have a business registered outside Saudi Arabia, and you should be the owner of the business. And on that basis, we can set up a subsidiary company in Saudi. It is
Okay.
not possible to have a new company on an individual capacity as a foreign expat.
All right. So you mean the people who already own businesses anywhere across the globe, and if they have a 1-year-old company, they are eligible to expand and then will be able to set up their business in Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
So foreign companies are allowed to do business with 100% ownership.
Exactly, yeah.
Amazing. And could you talk about, if Saudization, what is the, Saudization law in terms of employment in Saudi Arabia? So if I set up a business, what is the percentage I'm looking at?
Saudization law is nothing but a local labor law in Saudi Arabia. It is just like any other country where you need to provide employment to their citizens. Okay, it goes in a ratio of 1:3 for any companies. They need to do the hiring in a ratio of 1:3, where you hire 3 foreign expats, you need to hire at least 1 Saudi national.
Okay. 25% is the Saudization
Exactly.
law. Okay. Okay, fantastic. And what are the type of companies you can set up in Saudi Arabia? I've been hearing about manufacturing is at on boom, and then different investment licenses. Could you tell me what are those investment licenses they have?
Yes. There are 8 different kind of investment license. It can be a service investment license, a trading investment license, or an industrial investment license, an agriculture investment license, scientific technical investment license, and it goes on. So the common type of licenses which we see is related to the service investment license and a trading investment license.
And manufacturing
And
as
manufacturing as well.
Okay.
And out of them, the service is the most easiest one to get it or access, as they have the minimum requirement.
I would like to know from you out of your experience, which, because Saudi Arabia is huge, right? Where do usually people set up companies in Saudi Arabia? Which part is very attractive when it comes to setting up business?
Without any doubt, Riyadh is the hub of Saudi Arabia. All the companies who are providing IT-related services or any kind of services, they are targeting Riyadh, or secondary, you can say Jeddah.
Okay, okay. So Riyadh is the place to be if somebody is willing to set up something in Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
Great.
Riyadh is the most happening place.
Okay. Talking about in UAE, because I've been practicing corporate services here from last 15 years, and a very well-known factor which helps UAE in order to boom their economy or to have specialized free zones, as we have concept of free zones in Dubai. Don't Saudi Arabia has a similar concept?
Yes, they do. And in fact, it is very much similar to UAE free zones concept, but they call it special economic zones, and they have the similar kind of incentives even. They have 5 different kind of special economic zones in Saudi Arabia, namely King Abdul Aziz Special Economic Zone, Riyadh Special Integrated Economic Zone, and Cloud Computing Special Economic Zone, Jazan Special Economic Zone, Ras Al Khair Special Economic Zone. These different special economic zones are focusing on different sectors of the industries. If you see King Abdul Aziz Special Economic Zones, they are targeting the companies who are providing IT-related services, medical equipment services. And if you say cloud computing special economic zones, they are targeting towards the IT companies who are looking to expand themselves in Saudi Arabia. So it goes on.
So they have also economic zones.
Yes.
What kind of incentives, especially when it comes to VAT or corporate tax or zakat, for that sake, they offer to foreign companies? Could you tell me a bit more about it?
There are huge incentives, especially if you're setting up your company in the economic zones. There is a relief in tax, corporate tax for 20 years based on which economic zones you are setting yourself up. And there is zero VAT if you are doing the trading inside the economic zones or outside the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So, yeah. And there is exemption on expat levy even. And you don't have to abide by the Saudization law even. There is a relief on the Saudization law even.
Wow, that means they have completely a different set of laws for these uh, economic zones in Saudi Arabia. So they can hire any number of employees from wherever they want. Local Saudization law doesn't implement on it. You also said just now that you really uh, don't have any VAT. You have tax holiday for 20 years. Amazing. And with your experience, which free zone or economic zone for that sake is very popular nowadays in Saudi Arabia?
I mean, Riyadh is the most happening place in Saudi Arabia. So I believe Riyadh, both the economic zones which are in Riyadh are more famous.
Okay. And could you tell me a bit more about if I need to set up something in an economic zone in Saudi Arabia? Um, how do how does that work, and what is how the process work?
The process is very simple and straightforward. First of all, we need to apply for something called eligibility criteria certificate, where we explain them our plan and our motive and what kind of investment are we going to bring into Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And after that, after the review, they will give us eligibility criteria certificate, and based on that, we can apply for a license, which is nothing like commercial registration in the mainland.
Okay. So, what is generally the timelines we are looking at to set up something in economic zones in Saudi Arabia? What could be a standard timeline?
You can take it from anywhere between 45 to 60 working days, and depending upon the economic zone.
45 to 60 working days to set up a company there.
Yes.
And how MSZ can help foreign companies? What is the difference if somebody want to do it by themselves, or they approach you or us as an MSZ? What kind of services do you provide?
We provide end-to-end services, and we are having a huge experience, especially if you consider setting up your company in any of the GCC country, let alone be the economic zones or Saudi Arabia. But we have specialized team who are focused in setting up companies in special economic zone. As if for now, we have almost set up 20 companies in each of the special economic zones. So yeah, we are having a very huge experience.
Can we bit talk about again the ownership? Because when somebody is willing to invest or come to any country, they want to know the basic things. Specifically, when I ask you when it comes to the mainland, setting up something in the mainland, you break the myth at saying you really don't need to have a Saudi national associated with your company, and you can own a company 100% owned by a foreign company. But it has to be a company. Is it the same case in the economic zones? Can I be as an individual own a company in an economic zone, or still do I need to have a company elsewhere in order to bring my investment or my business ideas to Saudi Arabia?
Not really, Mr. Zubair. You can come as an individual capacity even, and you can give a fresh start even. You don't require to have a MISA license, which is in the case of setting up a company in the mainland. So yeah, you don't really need to have a company even.
Okay.
I mean, we can have both options available.
All right. Yeah, but individuals can definitely do that. Okay. So if somebody is considering to expand their business to this part of the world, say especially the Middle East, and as you've been associated with Saudi team, why they should set up something in Saudi Arabia rather than elsewhere in any other GCC countries?
Like I told you in the starting itself, considering the geographical location of Saudi Arabia. It is a crossroad for Asia, Europe, and Africa. So, if you see the 50% of the trade which is passing through are connected towards Saudi Arabia. From Saudi Arabia, it's passing through Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia is having one of the deepest ports. Okay, so that could be a very good reason to place
Right.
yourself in Saudi market. And beyond that, if you see what they are planning, the plan is to be a global leader in coming few years.
This foreign direct investment concept was not really well established earlier, and now the way they are promoting foreign direct investment, and it is something where a lot of companies were not there because of limitations for the foreign companies, but now as they have opened it for foreign companies, it is kind of a very very new market. The opportunity is huge, and the entry barrier is not very easy for especially to the trading companies. When we talk about somebody is willing to set up something in terms of a trading entity in Saudi Arabia, they must have internationally three countries operations, and then the fourth country could be Saudi Arabia with the same UBO structure. This is what we called in corporate language. So the ownership should be the same in all the three companies, and the fourth company should be in Saudi Arabia. Keeping that in mind, only the companies who have that kind of operational ability internationally, they can only enter into the Saudi market as of now. So that is something what everybody need to understand. Entry barriers are high, so the competition is very quality. It is not on anything else. So early but advantage, if you want to take up, especially for the trading companies and anything from service industry. Obviously, that's the easiest thing to do. I see it as a great opportunity for and I'm talking to anybody and everybody across the globe who owns a business and want to expand, especially in the economic zones. Your tax holidays are for 20 years. That means zero corporate tax, zero VAT, and no Saudization law, and you own the company 100% in these economic zones. And when you are looking at the expansion, that is the best choice. This is what at least I suggest to people to talk about. Could you briefly tell me about, especially when it comes to foreign investment in the services? I have heard it is documentation are very complicated. What are the documents required in order to start a company as a foreign company in Saudi Arabia?
Okay, so no, and it's not very complicated. Very basic documents are required from the parent company, which is your trade license, articles of the company, and a last year audited financial report. And all these documents are attested by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and a Saudi embassy in the country of origin. So the legalization part is very simple. It's not at all complicated.
Oh, wow. So you required 4 to 5 documents in order to kickstart the process.
Exactly.
And timelines, when we're looking at the timelines to set up a service investment license in Saudi Arabia?
If we can take it after legalization of the document, we can take it as a 30 to 35 working days for the whole incorporation process.
Okay. So documents required are straightforward. Timelines are also very easy, about 20 to 30 working days you're talking about. Fantastic. Anything else you would like to add on? Say, if a foreign company is coming to Saudi, you said you provide end-to-end services. So if end-to-end services means you help from starting from scratch, from drafting the documents there, from the parent company to legalization of those documents to getting the licenses, and also helping them to get their resident visas done. Opening a bank account in a new country could be a bit challenging, and then tax laws and everything else. Do you help or support in all of these things?
Definitely. Like I told you, end-to-end services from scratch till you get your bank account ready. We provide all these services. And our services goes beyond that, where we do the corporate tax filling and VAT filling
Okay.
and intellectual properties.
Registration as
Registration,
well.
yes.
Okay, okay, great. All right, Khayam, thank you. We learned a lot today in terms of how to set up business in Saudi Arabia and what are the benefits we are looking at, especially when it comes to economic zones in Saudi. I have learned a lot from you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching us our podcast. If you like our podcast, please don't forget to subscribe it and ring the bell so that you get your notification whenever we do our next episode. If you want to learn more about and setting up business in Saudi Arabia, please feel free to contact us in the below details which are mentioned below.